Hey everyone, it's Mike Bond with Smart with Debt. Today I want to show you how do you pay off your debt. How do you pay it off faster? By just lowering your interest rates. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like debt, who don't like getting into more debt, but just repositioning debt is good, healthy debt. And why not pay less? Why not take the fast track to paying off your debt? If that's your goal, if that's your path to get out of debt, why not just do it faster? It doesn't matter what it is. It's all about taking debt that has high interest rates, putting them into lower interest rates. It doesn't matter if it's a home equity loan like we're going to talk about today, and or just lowering, getting into 0% cards. We're going to do one on that too, on how you pay off your credit cards faster by just every year, every 18 months even, moving those credit cards over to 0%. How can it help you pay off those things faster? Our whole thing is getting into good, healthy debt so you can live more of life. Let's look at an example here. We're going to take a person who has 3 credit cards, $21,000 in debt. The average debt is a little bit even more than that out there for credit cards, but let's just look at this and repositioning it. Like I said before, we're not looking at putting you into any HELOC, credit cards, whatever. What is the best position for you to pay the banks less, pump more money into your life, and just enjoy it more? So let's start with the basics. Let's look at someone who has 3 credit cards and they want to accelerate. They want to get out of debt. Their whole goal is to be debt-free. And how do you do that with better debt? Let's look at an example here. So let's go to calculator.net. It's a great source if you're looking to figure things out in the financial world. Hit on the financial calculators, and we're going to go to debt payoff calculator. And then we're going to clear the screen to get rid of everyone's stuff there. And we're just going to put in 3 credit cards. Card 1, and we're going to say they're all $7,000. Put your own information in there. Figure it out what makes sense for you. And we're going to start with the payments as today based on them paying the interest plus 1%. That's what a lot of credit cards do. But in this case, you can put any payment, any interest, just to figure out where you're at. So card number 1, $7,000. The payment on this would be $184, and the interest rate's 19%. And now let's say they have card number 2, another $7,000. In this case, the interest rate is 24%, so their payment goes up to $213. And lastly, they have one of those high interest cards for maybe a store or something that is at 29%, and their payment's $244. And we're just going to go down here and calculate because we want to know what it's going to take for them to pay off their debt if they're just paying what they have right now. We're going to show you in other videos if you want to put more money in, pay less, and even pay it off faster. Now that's a great little tool. But in this case, we just want to see where they're at. So remember, we're paying off debt here. So we're going to keep the $641 the same because once we pay off one, we're going to go to the next and next till it's all done. So in this case, according to the calculator, it's going to be 4 years, 6 months. We're going to pay a little over $34,322 for those credit cards that totaled $21,000. Let's look at a home equity loan using this same calculator. So we're going to go to financial calculators. We are going to debt payoff, clear it all out, and we're just going to put a home equity loan here. And we're going to say it's $22,000. And the reason is there may be some closing costs to do a home equity loan. We want to include all those. And we're going to keep that same payment of $641. We're going to say the interest rate today is 8.5% on a home equity loan. And we're just going to hit calculate. And what we're going to find out is just moving those same balances over to a home equity loan. We're not going to pay it off in 3 years and 4 months. Now our total payments are $25,295.69. Now let's put that into one of our little spreadsheets just to show the difference. So remember the payment as we calculate on calculator.net, the $21,000 is what we have in credit card debt. We're going to pay $34,322.90. And as we know, we're going to take that $34,000 minus the $21,000 in balance, and we're going to be paying $13,322.90 basically on our credit cards if we kept that $641 payment. And remember the calculations, it was 4 years, 6 months, it was $641. Now let's compare that to moving everything over to a home equity loan. The total payments here is $25,295.69. And remember, once again, we started with $21,000 in debt. So what we could see here in simple numbers is just by moving those credit cards over to something that has a lower interest, which just makes sense, we're going to pay less. We're going to actually pay this off in 3 years and 4 months. The same payment, the same $641. Like I said, we're going to also do some videos on showing you how to even pay less. So take that $641, pay less, and still pay it off earlier, sooner, so you pump some more money into your life. But in this case, we're going to make the same payment, the $641. We're going to pay it off in 14 months sooner. We're going to save $9,000. That's $9,000 on a balance starting out of $21,000. So that's pretty significant. It's pretty significant, pretty powerful what interest does when it works for you or against you. And here we want it to work for you. We want you to get into good, healthy debt. So check out below. We'll have a link to the calculator.net, or you can just go to Google and type in calculator.net in the steps just to run through this. So you could put in your own information. You can put in cards, credit cards, whatever it may be. We also have some great tools on smartwithdad.com. You can check them out, download them, help you get into good, healthy debt. If you have any questions, comments, want us to run some numbers in a scenario you think is helpful, just leave them below. We'll get back to you. Also, like, share, just to help other people get into good, healthy debt.